Hey, I've been calling this the Michael Pinter show, which I think is pretty stupid. I think I'm going to call this the flipping houses in New York, either rehabbing or wholesaling show, which is a little too long, but whatever. So, first of all, this show, right? These Facebook Lives are for people who want to start flipping houses in New York, right? Either rehabbing or wholesaling. And this show is really to help you, or if you're already doing deals in New York, how to really grow the business. So, um, couple of things that are going on. First of all, I've had luck lately with online auctions, which is something I didn't touch for many years. When I first started doing business for 4 years, I bought everything at a live auction or online auction. I spent a lot of time on online auctions, and it really got to be like a rabbit hole for me where I'd spend a lot of time on it. And it was something where it wasn't in my control. So I stopped that about 5 years ago when I started marketing direct to sellers. But lately, since COVID started, there was a lot more inventory, and I just bought two properties on Hubzu and auction.com, I think. But I've had luck with that. So it's interesting if it's something you want to look at it. You need to know a lot of things to be careful of on online auctions, but it's something that has really changed recently. That there's been a lot more available in our area, and well, I don't want to get so much into the online auctions, but it's something interesting. If you want to buy a property, you might want to look at Hubzu, auction.com, Zome, that's XOME, and maybe Hudson and Marshall. Um, so very little. I wrote a note and I cannot read it. This is really bad. There is very little marketing being done right now. In general, there are a lot of people in my area in Long Island who are doing a lot of business systematically, but the ones that are still haven't started marketing yet. That's what I'm picking up from what I hear. So if you want to start marketing for deals, it's something you should start now because a lot of the prospects are not getting hit so often. I'm starting right now. I'm starting texting today and some mail today and RVMing today. And I started doing some calling last couple of weeks. I had not been marketing for a while, but now I think it's a good time to start. And maybe we'll talk about why on another show, but there really was not a lot of interest from motivated sellers when COVID was really going on strong in New York. But I think now people are sort of, every time I do this show, someone calls me and I can't shut this ringer off. Sorry, it's going to ring a couple more times. So I think now is a good time to market. So the topic of this show is the number one do and don't of learning how to flip properties in New York. And what I'm seeing a lot, because a lot of people contact me about this all the time, is that people want to learn, and there's a lot of information available for free online, but almost none of it is from people who are doing it in New York. So the number one do when you're trying to learn from someone who's willing to teach you, who's doing it in New York, is that you need to commit, either financially, you want to pay them, or you want to commit time-wise and offer to do work for them. And the reason why I say that is because I see that a lot of people who want to learn and they contact me and they say, "Oh, I'm really interested in helping you or in learning from you." The ones who don't commit, right? Who don't pay, and this is not a sell job to pay me as a coach, but a bunch of people have asked me to pay me, and the ones that did pay me are the ones who saw better results. So you want to commit in some way because it forces you to be involved, right? It forces you to do the things you say you're going to do, and it forces you to get started, because most people getting started is really the hardest part. So you want to commit either financially or with your time to whoever's teaching you. That's the number one do. And I've seen very, very, very different results from people that did commit and people that didn't commit. The number one don't, for sure, is not to learn how to flip houses in New York from someone who doesn't flip houses in New York. And we spoke about this in the last episode also, but I feel bad, but I talk to people all the time who spent a lot of money getting a coaching program, coaching from a person, coaching from an organization. Again, I'm sorry, I just can't stop the phone ringing. And they never had done deals in New York. And you need to if you're going to learn how to flip houses in New York, it has to be from somebody who's flipping houses in New York. New York and every other state is like another planet. It's really like another planet because the way things are done here is just so different. I mean, there's so many differences. I could spend a whole I could spend hours just talking about the differences. The way it works with sellers' attorneys, the way transactions work in New York, the way people are in New York is just different. And so many things you're taught about how to flip houses in other states just don't apply in New York because you can't. Just a few examples. You can't get into a contract with an inspection contingency in New York because inspections get done before the contract, not after. And there's just so many things that you get taught about how to do this, which just doesn't apply in New York. So investor-friendly title companies, all these things that I get asked all the time that just don't apply in New York, because attorneys really run the deals in New York, not the title company as they do in other states. So it's very important that if you're learning how to do this, you learn from somebody who's doing it in New York. And there aren't a lot of people doing it in New York, and there are even fewer people teaching how to do it in New York who are doing it in New York. So that really is my number two. So sorry, I wrote another note. And I got to write clearer going forward. I apologize. We're closing this deal today. Oh, closing a deal today. Yes, I'm closing a deal today. Sorry. Closing a deal today that I thought I had locked up before COVID, and I thought the guy sent in his contract and his deposit, and he told me he did, and I didn't check with my attorney, and he didn't. So I am closing the deal today for a few $1,000s less. Still a good deal, but it's important that you don't believe anything anybody ever tells you during a deal, and you need to confirm with your attorney that he received the deposit and received the assignment docs. So we're going to do okay on it, but could have done a little better if I would have been on top of the deal. So it's a valuable lesson, right? I say you always either win or you learn, and this time I learned it was only an $8,000 fee to learn, but it's something I'm never going to make a mistake with again. So just to recap, again, number one do, number one don't is if you want to learn how to do this, you need to commit to it, whether that's writing a check or committing time. And the number one don't is do not learn how to flip houses in New York from somebody who's not flipped houses in New York, because it is completely different. No matter what anybody tells you that it's the same everywhere, it is not the same everywhere. It is incredibly different in New York. And much of what you see on the internet does not apply in New York. So that is those are my tips for you today. I can do a lot of other do's and don'ts, but I'm always trying to keep this to one do and one don't. And if you need any help in any way, if you're watching on Facebook, you can look up and then you'll see the 7 ways I can help you. If you're watching on YouTube, look below. If you like these videos, click like, share them, comment. Anything you want me to do a quick Facebook Live on or a video on, I will do. I take requests, and you can reach me. Oh, we have a RIA meeting, virtual RIA meeting this Thursday. So you'll see the information below or above. Also, feel free to stop in, and that's it. If you need any help, I think my phone number is above or below if you want to call me, and I'm here to help in any way that you need. Thank you.